Hello ladies, hello gents. Thank you for being here today. My name is Murielskinder and I do not take your presence for granted. So I'm going to jump right in and I'll ask a question. Have you ever had a situation where you imagine something in your head and all of a sudden you have this strong feeling until you're getting goosebumps all over your body? You have this strong feeling and you want this thing to become a reality in your life. That is the power of your mind, and that's our topic for today. The mind is something that was created for us and against us, I will say so, to some extent, because it all depends on you how you want to use your mind. Do you want to use your mind in such a way that it will guide you through your path, or do you want to use your mind against you? Because the mind can work against you and it can work for you. Anything that you imagine, also everything that you see around you, is something that has been imagined before it became a reality. And it doesn't matter your geographical location. It doesn't matter where you are in life right now. You can start from now to train your mind to become what you want it to be. Because the mind is the most powerful asset that you have. Your mindset is everything. That's why you see some situations where there is somebody that has very little and make a lot out of it, while somebody is living in abundance and they have a lot, but they cannot do anything with it, because the difference between these two people is their mindset, is the way they think, is the way they do things in life. That is why Napoleon Hill said, as a man thinketh, so is he. And whatever creation, you need to be a visionary. Whatever thing that you have in your mind, if you can conceive it, if you can believe it, if you can feel it, and you can work at it, then there is nothing you will not become, and there is nobody that you will not become. Whatsoever thing that you want to do, write a vision plain so that whoever sees it can run with it. If you do all these things, you will become all that you've always wanted to be. Yeah. Have you ever sat and said to yourself that I am proud of me? It is good when other people tell you that they are proud of you. It's good when other people say, oh, I am proud of you because of this and this and this. But you want to get to that point where within you, you know that you are proud of yourself. Because your destination, your destiny that is ahead of you, where you are going to, you will have to fight with all you've got to get there. Why? Because you have all these external forces that are telling you that you cannot do this thing. You have all these external forces that are trying to create fear in you, fear of people, fear of the unknown, fear of what people are going to say. This is what is keeping people from not achieving all their dreams, because they think too much about what people are saying about them. They think too much about how people feel about them, when people really do not care that much. But then you go ahead in your life and you want to do all these things, but you say you cannot do them because of what other people will think. You say you cannot do them because of the way people are going to see you. But then your destiny is different from theirs. Your destiny is different from the destiny of other people. And there are some people who are not even meant to be in your destiny, that you're giving them all this credit. So your mind is something that you have to guard jealously, because there are no limitations in life. There are no limitations in life except the ones that we put on ourselves. If every limitation that you put on yourself, that is what you get, because you're saying to yourself that you cannot do this thing. And when you keep on repeating the things that you're saying, that is why I believe so much in the power of the tongue. I believe so much in speaking positive over my life, because when you keep on saying negativity over your life, that is what you attract. That is what you get at the end of the day, because you have deposited these things into your subconscious in such a way that sometimes you act upon them without even knowing that that is what you're doing. You act upon it without even knowing that it is because I have said this thing over and over, or I've thought about this thing over and over, that is becoming a reality. That is why I say there is power in your mind. Whatsoever thing you think, whatsoever thing that you verbalize, that is what you will become. Whatever you think, whatever you verbalize, whatever you keep doing repeatedly, there is power in repetition. Whatever you keep doing repeatedly, that is what is going to happen. Before creation, right? God said, let there be light. And there was light. But when it came to you and I, when it came to man, he said, let us create man in our own image. That is to say, imagination. Let us create man from our imagination. So God created us from his imagination. That is to go as far as to tell you that whatsoever thing that you see as a reality has been created twice. First in the mind, then in reality. He said, let us create man in our own image. So that goes as far as to tell you that imagination, creation comes from imagination, right? then imaginations come from the mind. So that is why I say this. You have to guide your mind jealously. You have to protect your mind. You have to invest in your mind. Whatsoever thing that you have to be careful. You have to be intentional about what you put into your mind. You have to be intentional about the things that you read, the movies that you watch, the things that you listen to, and who you listen to. Because all this matters. All this matters in your life. Your imagination can take you where your body will not even take you to. And when your imagination is already there, then you can follow. Your body can follow because you have imagined it, you have believed it, and then you're working at it. And sometimes our feelings, they tend to deceive us because you're weak sometimes because your feelings are just there. Feelings. You're weak sometimes, but then you know that you have this goal that you have set. So you have to set strong goals and you have to have a strong why for everything that you do in life. Because there will come a time that it will be so difficult for you to go through that you do not go through because of your feelings, because your body is telling you not to. Meanwhile, your mind is telling you something else. But you have to learn to listen to your mind. You need to master the art of your mind. You need to know your mind in such a way that you can control it, because the mind can run a marathon in a minute. There are too many things going on in life. There are too many things going on around you that it's confusing you. There are people out there telling you that you cannot do it. There are people who even love you, but then they are telling you that you should not do this because you might get hurt, because you might get in trouble. But those are the things that you need to do in order to get to where you want to get to. Your parents are saying those things out of love, but people out there are going to shun you. People out there are going to throw water at you. People out there are going to make you feel like the last and the worst person on earth. But then you need to understand that your journey is not their journey. You need to understand that what you want to do is not about them. It's about you. It's about what you want to become. It's about where you want to go to. It's about what you want to do and why do you even want to do these things. You have to ask yourself all those questions so that you can be able to stay on track. Because trust me, those hits will come. People who have done nothing with their lives, they will come and tell you what you can and what you cannot do. People who have thought about you so little, they will keep backlashing you. They will keep talking bad about you in such a way that it might get to you. All what they're trying to do is to deter you. Say, for example, you get into your car and you want to go somewhere. You put a GPS, you know from point A to point B. And even if you get to a point where there is a detour, you don't forget about the place where you're going to. You don't forget about your destination. You take that detour in life, but then you go back on track because you know where you're going to. So you always have to, the product has to be finished before you even start working on it. You need to know what you want before you start working on it. That way you know how to get there. That way you know that no matter what is being thrown at you, no matter what people do to you, you don't have to focus on that. The worst battle to be in is not that with people. It's the battle in your own mind. Because like I said, your mind can run a marathon in a minute. The hardest prison is the prison of your mind. The fear of people. What will people think? What will people say about me? How would they react to what I'm trying to do with my life? The fear of people saying no to you. You have to understand that you have to go through all these no's to be able to get one yes. Because whatsoever thing that you think about, whatsoever thing that you conceive, whatsoever thing that you're doing repeatedly over and over and over again with emotions, consciously or even unconsciously, it deposits into your subconscious mind and it becomes your reality. I used to be this kind of person years and years ago, that I used to dwell on all the pain, all the hurt, everything that someone threw at me, I took it. And sometimes I'll even write it down because I don't want to forget it. But then I realized that that was a very terrible life to live. That was like living hell on earth. And when I noticed that it was no longer serving me, I decided to work on my mind, to work on how I perceive others, work on my mindset, and to be able to do the things that I want to do with my life. Because there will always be somebody out there who is trying to troll you. There will always be somebody out there who is trying to bring you down. But if your mind is conditioned to stay focused, if your mind is conditioned to be all you want to become, then all those other things are just going to be noises. And you'll be able to master the art of silencing those noises. You'll be able to master the art of your mind. So when I realized that was no longer serving me, I took another turn. And that way I started living happily, because that is the worst way that you can live. Letting every bit of thing come into you. It will create you confusion. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please like and let us hear your comments in the comment sections. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Stay loved.